anyway, so that's one of the things we're doing to prep in the bus. Good morning, guys. So I am up this morning. This is Monday, July the 6th, and a couple of days ago, let's see, so Saturday, we got some beef bones from the farm in Georgia where we get them, and I didn't realize that it was going to be so many bones. So we left some back at the freezer at the house, and we brought about 12 pounds with us. Well, that night I got here and I put them in a roaster oven, started them slow cooking, slow roasting. It has been so hot in the bus, as you saw on our last episode, that we ended up putting it out in the tent. It rained. Johnny had to do some things to just ensure that it wouldn't get wet. But anyway, it has been since Saturday, and this is Monday morning. So my little doggy, she's down there. See her? Here. She just came in here. I just got my coffee, and she just came in here, and she wants to go out because, in case you didn't see on another episode, she is on heart medicine and Lasix, and she has to go to the bathroom more. But anyway, so I'm fixing to let her go out, and I'm gonna go check on this bone broth. Come on, Gracie. Come on. Come on, you can go out. She's like, can I really? Can I really go out? All right, go ahead, Gracie. Go. She's got her American flag outfit on from the holiday. So anyway, Johnny, we went to, I guess it was the Home Depot a few days, last week sometime. And he just can't resist a rose. And so he got that rose right there. It's already looking great. Let me unzip this. So this is where we have, we keep a few things in here. It's not perfectly dry, but right here in the center, as you can see, which actually last night it was raining really hard. So Johnny came out and he put, because see there's a few holes in this tarp, but he put this tarp, in this tent, but he put this tarp over the tent just to help keep this dry. I don't know if I'll be able to hold this when this lid leaks. See there? That's what it looks like. It's looking really good. Probably gonna take it off early evening today, because that'll be about 40 something hours maybe that it's been cooking, and so it smells really beefy. And this right here is one of the ways that we have some kind of preps, and broth is really good for you. Low carb, really great, and very cheap. Actually, $1 a pound is what we paid. $27 for 27 pounds of bones. And it's from a grass-fed farm in Georgia. So anyway, that's one of the things I'm going to be, I think, on this video, I might just show you a few things that we are doing, what we can to prep. Now, I will probably have to freeze these, put some in the fridge, in the freezer, because I don't have a way to can, meat products right now. I have a water bath counter, and from what I understand, you can't, I don't think it's safe to do that, but anyway. But I do have a freezer coming today, a small freezer, because in the bus we've only got the 7.1 cubic foot fridge and freezer, and so I have a very small 2 cubic foot because I wanted it to fit in the bus. So we're going to try to put it in a small space, but I've got that coming today, and so we're going to process this bone broth and we're going to freeze it. Now the other option that we would have had, and that we still have, we could still do, but we're not going to do it right now, is to put a bigger freezer in this building, but we're not going to do that quite yet. This freezer here, I looked it up, and it's very energy efficient. Like, it uses just a fraction of what our hot water heater and our coffee pot and all that uses in electricity. So I think it's going to work out. Anyway, so that's one of the things we're doing to prep in the bus. So hey guys, I just wanted to mention something else to you guys. I'm on my morning walk here, trying to stay consistent somewhat. But one of the things, this video is going to be about how we're prepping in the bus. And this is something for anyone. See those campers over there? Those are all people who go to our church there. And then also the person who owns this property also goes to our church. But I think one of the really important things as far as preparation and being prepared, and you know, crap hits the fan situations or whatever it might be, you know, it could be weather related, it could be, you know, EMP, it could be anything, right? Well, I think one of the important things is community. One of the best ways we can prepare and be prepared is to have people close by that, you know, we can lean on for their strengths. So I have strengths that my neighbor doesn't have, and they have strengths that I don't have. And so we can use this community to, you know, get our needs provided for in a crap hits the fan situation, or even just, you know, to survive life, right? But anyway, so yeah, we've got some different, you know, folks here, and it's just great wherever you're at to make sure that you are getting to know your neighbors, and getting to know which ones are good, getting to know which ones are not good, and you know, making friendships, especially with like-minded people. And so it's a great thing to have. So I'm so thankful for where we are here. Last episode, you guys saw the Cool Kids Camp. It's private too. This is not a public RV park or anything. This is private and very vetted. The people who own this property don't just let anybody come in here. It's people of like mind. And anyway, so we've been here, I will say, off and on now for over a year. I keep messing up the camera, sorry about that. For over a year now, and we were the first ones here at the Cool Kids Camp. And since then, there's been several added, and actually we're full. So just to show you, I showed you a little bit on the last video, but he's still working on that. I'll be glad when he gets it done, because we have our little washer and dryer, but it's not good for big loads, or you know, when it's raining or cold, things like that. This is it from a different angle. So we were over here on this side, but our bus has a compost toilet, and it was just better for these folks if we moved over to here. And so it works out good too, because we're musicians and we can get loud sometimes. practicing and playing instruments and all of that. So it really worked out good for us and for them. So yeah, see. And so here's just an update on my squash are growing pretty good. We never did move it. We may still do that. I actually bought a sprinkler system with a timer because we have to leave here this week. We have to go. And so we're not sure it's going to get water, but then again, we also started this pretty late in the growing season. We're always late. We're going to try not to be late from now on, but we never think about this stuff because we're in a bus until it's kind of late. But anyway, yeah, there's our little stuffs. We never did move it. So I'm going to show you guys a few things on the inside of the bus that we have done to prep, and things that we've learned to do towards preps. So another thing that we have in the bus that's really good for prep is this butane. This is actually the main way we cook, and we keep a lot of those canisters on hand, and so we're able to cook without electricity and all, but we actually do enjoy cooking with this little thing. We've had it for probably 5 years, and we probably need to get another one as a backup. But anyway, so that's the way we cook food, and we keep it in that little case, and we put it under the kitchen sink. And so, yep. So these are some things that we've been doing. That is sauerkraut fermenting. It has been fermenting for almost 3 weeks now. I already took one and opened it and put it in the fridge. And then also about a year ago, I bought me a grain mill and a bread machine, and and some wheat, berries, and I started grinding my own wheat to flour and baking bread for Johnny. So that's what we've been doing, and I'm gonna actually make some bread today. This is our bread machine. So this happened several months back. We had it stored up over at the steering wheel up underneath, and one of us, don't know who, dropped something on it and busted the glass, but Johnny fixed it. It doesn't look good, but it works, and it bakes bread. And I'm going to bake some bread today because let me show you, we've got one slice left from last week. And even though I'm pretty low carb and I don't really eat a lot of bread or very much bread at all, I still bake it because Johnny likes it. And to be honest, when crap hits the fan, I'm going to be eating me some home-baked bread, or, whatever. Maybe we can freeze some and have it. I don't know. You never know what the situation's going to be, whether you'll have electricity or what. So a funny story is I got this Nutri-Mill, which I really like. It holds a whole lot of wheat berries, a whole lot of flour, but I got it last year and have been using it for quite a while, and I couldn't figure out why flour was always coming out the sides. I thought it was defective. Well, I saw a video of somebody else using one about 2 weeks ago, and they had this little cup in there, and I was like, well, mine doesn't have a cup. And so I figured out that mine came brand new without the cup from another company than Nutri-Mill. And so I just went online and ordered this cup, and it is a game changer. No more flour in the air. So see, this cup goes on there and it keeps it from leaking, which is very helpful. So it doesn't take that much for the bread, for a loaf of bread, but I'm gonna go ahead and just grind all of this. I think it takes about 2.5 to 3 cups, and so I'm just gonna use the rest of this up. We've got more. So it's a mixture of hard white and hard red. Makes a great loaf of bread. Up there went some bay leaves. I'll have to pick those out. So here's all the ingredients that I'm using to make this bread. The vital wheat gluten is optional, but I've gotten used to using it. I think you can go without it. But so all of this yeast plus the flour. I do have some sourdough starter that I also did buy. Because you can do that with just salt and water, I think, and oil. So anyway, but this is the kind Johnny likes, and so this is what we're doing today. So I just mix it. I apologize for the quality. There's not good lighting in here on this side, but I just mix it straight into the pan that goes in the bread machine there. So in case you're curious, here's my basic bread machine recipe. And actually, I'm not going to autolyze. The last time I found it easier to not autolyze. And it also turned out a better product. Here's what it does. This is not really a recipe video, but this is something you can learn to do. And in preps, for preparation. Now, when crap hits the fan, we might not have electricity, so I would have to come up with different ways to do this. But right now I'm in a bus, and so this is much easier for the lifestyle I have at the moment. I did go on one of my YouTubers I like to watch. They used to advertise the sun oven, and I looked and I can't find the sun oven anymore. That was an option I was thinking of in case, crap hits the fan and we don't have electricity. But how did they cook in the old days? Well, there's ways to do that. For one, we do have a generator, which we haven't talked about in this video, but we do have a generator that we've actually used it during storms and power outages already. And so we do have the capability but of course you have to have your fuel for that, and we do have some of that stockpiled a little bit. Something I'd really like to get in the future would be a solar generator. That would be pretty good. Our bus just made a noise. I don't know if you heard that, but it makes that noise when it's getting hot and the metal is expanding on top. This is another way that I'm being prepared, is learning new skills, fermenting, baking bread, bone broth, all of those things, so that we have some options. Just give you another look of it. You set it and forget it for the most part. So anyway, this is the basic white bread setting, but it actually works pretty good. So we're going to close this, come back in about 3 hours. So this up here is a hot mess, and ignore the dirt on the top of these. We haven't opened them to clean those lids off, but we just kind of brought them in when it started getting hot. So we were keeping these outside inside of these kind of storage containers. These are the lids that, I forgot what you call these lids, but they twist on and off. These are my wheat buckets. So as you can see, we don't really have a place to store them in the summer except for right inside the bus up the steps. We got to clean those lids off. I just haven't, because they're sealed tight. But they must have gotten dirty from just being outside in the winter time, which they're good for the winter but not for the summer. So anyway, I do have red, hard red, I have hard white, and I have soft white. So the hard reds are for like baking bread and things like that, and the soft white is for pastries and pancakes and all of that kind of stuff, biscuit dough and everything like that. So anyways, we'll get these lids cleaned up. That's not really that important because we'll do that before we open them back up. So the bread in the bread machine has been in there for over 3 hours, and it has like 2 minutes left. And so we're going to take it out. I'm just going to show it to you, and we are actually waiting right now the freezer, if they deliver it to the right location, should be here. And so we'll probably show possibly where we might put that, and yeah, we'll just have to see if it comes to the right place. Okay, like I said, the bread has just seconds left. I know it looks horrible, but the bread, I don't think is going to be horrible. Can you see it? You can't see it in there. All right, that means that it is finished. Ooh, look at that. Great. Great. So sometimes the hook gets caught in there, so I'm gonna have to dig that out, but yep. So I kind of pressed it in a little bit when I turned it over and turned it out of the pan, and my hook stole a little bit of bread. That's okay, it'll get eaten. It'll get eaten. So there's the fresh baked bread, and it'll have to cool, and then we will serve it up to Johnny. So it is very, very hot out there now, and I'm wet and drenched just from a few minutes. I went out there to the tent where the broth is to take some of it out. It's really heavy for me. It's a lot of broth. And so anyway, I just took a little bit out and put it in a pot, and I'm gonna let this cool. And I got these nifty little silicone ice tray thingies, and what I'm gonna do is pour, when it cools, I'm gonna pour it in here, and then I'm gonna freeze them. And then it's gonna be a process because I'm gonna freeze them, and actually I put that straight on the thing. And then I'm going to put them in baggies. So here's, I had to go get a pot holder, but so I strained and ladled out with a strainer, and then now we're just gonna let that cool and see what it turns out like. There will be, more than likely there will be a layer of fat on top, which I might keep because I think we're going to drink this. We're not going to use it. I don't know. We're not going to can it or anything. So, anyway. So, I managed to bring the box in. And that's our new freezer. It's a very small freezer that will go in here somewhere. So, I'm going to try to get it out of the box to see how long the power cable is, so that can kind of tell me where it can go. So there's the bread machine, and that's the little freezer in comparison. So it's pretty small, but we do live in a bus, and so we need something small. But Anyway, I'm not sure where we're going to put it because the cord, the cable on it is not terribly long. So I'm going to wait till Johnny gets here and we'll decide, and maybe we'll show it on a future video. So anyway, there's all my trash from it, and I'm a hot mess because I went outside messing around with the broth, and then I carried this freezer up the steps and into the bus. I think I'm going to end up showing you guys some other things that we do for prep. So I suppose we'll call this prepping in a bus part 1, because there's more things that I can show you, especially Johnny can show you some stuff on the outside. So anyway, I'm going to end this video right here, and thanks for the new subscribers, guys. Give us a thumbs up and share these videos if you think they would bless someone else. And thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end. Something that we say at the end of all of our videos, and we'll tell more about that later. I'm sure it's in another video, but we probably need to do a new one, is if you're still breathing, there's still hope. So we will catch you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching.